I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's webcast. We're talking to Dr. Leonard Moeller. Gary Stearman is here as well. We're discussing the Exodus case. This is his third edition. It has 40% more material in it than when we first offered this book back in 2004. But wow, what incredible stuff he's put in here. And then, of course, his video. 3 hours with 6 extra features. The Exodus revealed, search for the Red Sea crossing. Search, he found it. You've just got to get this. Dr. Moeller, when you went to the Red Sea or to the Gulf of Aqaba, to Yam Suf, tell us about how you felt when you went down underneath the water and began to see these various things.
First, it's very complicated to see things because it's a very stressful circumstances. You have no surface support. You have to be in too deep waters. It's shark-infested waters. You have to swim all your gear far out into this sea, and you don't have much time per day to dive. And so there's a lot of things that makes it very complicated. But when you see these structures, when you see these wheel-like structures with a constant distance between spoke-like structures, when you see something that looks like a chariot, when you see skeleton parts and that you don't see anywhere else. I mean, normally you have coral reefs at locations, but here you don't see that. It's kind of dead land because the sand that is washed out kills the corals. So they just grow for a while and then they die. And it is like a graveyard.
Yeah.
It is a graveyard.
Yeah, in one way, of course it is, yes.
You know, you actually went to, I guess we could say you've been to the mountaintop. You've been on top of Mount Horeb and seen some amazing things up there. But I wanted to ask you about the altar at the base of Mount Horeb and the pictures of cattle being guided into sacrifice. Tell us about that. That's amazing.
Yeah, we find a low altar at the base of the mountain, which it should be. The Saudis claim themselves that there's a lot of ashes there. Of course, you would expect that if you sacrifice animals. But we also find 2 corridors leading to the altar, and they are about 3 feet tall. And then you can assume that they have had animals in these corridors. And we know that they had sheep offerings and bull offerings. So we can assume that one corridor was for the bulls and the other for sheep. Then at the rock shelf, a little bit aside from the altar, you can see an inscription of 4 bulls standing in a row. And behind the last bull, there is a person standing twisting the tail of the bull. And that's interesting because I know a little bit about farmland and how you deal with animals. And if you have bulls or cows and you want to push them forwards and you're standing behind them, you can twist the tail and it's painful and then they walk in that direction.
Yes.
Because we know that when you slaughter animals, they want to run away. They smell the blood and they don't like that. So therefore we believe the corridors and the walls there was to keep the animals there, and then you had to force them in front of you by twisting the tail. So it's a whole story that you can read just by looking at inscriptions and physical things. It's amazing.
At that location, you find many clues to the existence of the Israelites in that time. The traditional Mount Sinai, by contrast, over in the Sinai Peninsula, you find no clues whatsoever.
No, and that is a good thing that we can say. When people go to the traditional Mount Sinai and say nothing fits the Bible, or archaeologists say that there are no traces, etc., and they are right. They are right. We can leave it. It's a nice location, but it's not connected to the Exodus. And we can just leave it. I mean, it's a beautiful mountain to climb, but we can just leave it from a historical point of view.
And the historic point of view is precisely your point of view. By the way, the Exodus case, it's a documentary, it's a detective story, it's a mystery, and it's exciting to read. J.R.?
Yeah, it's a great read. 448 pages. It's full color, enamel-coated paper. And it's very heavy because of the enamel-coated paper, but it makes it a real slick, beautiful pictures. The pictures are in color. How many hundreds of pictures do you suppose you have in here?
790 color images.
Okay. 790 color images, $39.95, worth every penny of it. I hope you'll order it from us today. It's called the Exodus Case. And also this incredible video called The Exodus Revealed. This is $24.95. Also has some footage from Cecil B. DeMille telling about how he made the movie The Ten Commandments. So it's really a great video. The Exodus reveal, you'll see the chariot wheels at the bottom of the Gulf of Aqaba, spread out across from the Nueva Peninsula all the way to the other side. They document it here. The book, $39.95. The video, $24.95, plus shipping and handling. Call us today, will you? At 1-800-475-1111 and order them from us. We'll be glad to send them to you. We want you to have them. Gary, it's been good today.
Oh, it has, J.R. Excuse me. It has indeed. And I want to personally commend upon you our blessing in your further work, because you're doing some fantastic work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, especially the time you spent with the Bedouins there in Saudi Arabia, living in a tent.
That was
no
special.
hotels. That was special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What an experience. Well, thanks again for coming to be with us. God
Thank you
bless
very much.
I'm J.R. Church with Gary Stearman and our friend Leonard Moeller. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you again tomorrow with our analysis of the news.